Hi, I'm Dave. This Dave's Weird Project. This week I'm doing another scratch build for you, a little 1 hour challenge, because I'm still working on that big December project, although if you stay till the end, you might see a little teaser about that. Let's take a look. Okay, here we go. We've got 1 hour on the timer. We're going to do this again. See if we can do some arms and some hugging hands. And let's go. So we're starting up again on our crab robot monster thing. My goal this time is to finish and mount the arms, anything else that needs to go in between the two pieces of the body sandwich, and then maybe start sealing up the body around it. I found the pieces that I wanted to use as the body of the claws, the big grabby claws on it. They were these things that were, I think they were either on a picture frame or some other like delicate thing, and they basically sat on the corners and were used to kind of hold it in place in its box. I had to mangle them a little bit on one end so that they'd fit over the arms and still be kind of straight out like this. But it was pretty easy. I used scissors at first and then realized I had nice plastic clippers meant to do exactly this, so I switched to those on the second arm. Speaking of that second arm, here we go. And I decided I wanted this one to be in a different pose, more sort of pointing upward, like threateningly. I didn't want it to just be two arms pointing just straight out. I wanted it to be more dynamic. I'm actually getting a little low on craft sticks here, so I had to kind of hunt and peck for the best ones to still use. I'm going to pick some more up before the next episode of this. I'm not sure about this overhead camera position here. It's like I do a lot of work close to my chest. Not in like I'm keeping secrets sense, but just, that's where it's most comfortable for me to work, so I may need to do something with the camera to get the work a little more, visible. Although the new camera does let me zoom in a little bit. Here, check it out. Yeah, that might not be so great. But anyway, the arms are done. Yay! The back end seemed kind of lonely, so I thought maybe a cool, like, scorpion tail coming out with a big cannon or a missile on it or something would be fun. So I start working on that. The legs only had 3 joints each, kind of like our legs, right? If I got my anatomy right, you got your hip, your knee, and your ankle. So, and I did kind of the same thing with the arms. Actually, I think one less looking at it now, but I guess you can consider the wrist of the claw one, even if I didn't really put any rotation on that. Anyway, I wanted the scorpion tail part to have a lot more joints so that it would be really articulate, if this thing was real and not made of wood glued into place. And I wasn't actually sure how to finish the scorpion tail, so I decided to get it high enough that it would be kind of away from the body and I could still work on it, and then go ahead and glue it on and start working on the body. There were 9 points of contact to glue the top part of the body sandwich down, and so I needed to work quickly because the hot glue was going to cool. And I realized I put the top part on upside down, and maybe backwards. Maybe both. That's okay, we're going to charge ahead. So now I'm working on putting cladding around the side, sort of seal in the body, make it look more like something with weight and bulk and structure, not just 2 pieces of cardboard sandwiched together. And that's basically it for the rest of the hour, just cutting out rectangles from this pizza box cardboard that I have and gluing it into place, cutting out little small ones to go over the tops of the limbs so that those are covered over. It's going to be kind of rough to get under the limbs, so I might not even worry about it in the long run. Fitting each piece of cardboard so that it goes right in where it's supposed to took a little bit. Had to kind of trim off each one until it fit right. It was hard to get in and measure with the pencil, and each piece sort of still too long to fit in between the limbs. Going forward, I think what I want to do with this, next time I work on it, of course, is probably do something like some kind of power plant in the back toward the tail. And maybe some detail underneath as well, although that might be a much later episode. Some kind of operator position, cockpit thing, maybe toward the center, or maybe a little more closer to the front, I don't know. And some weapons or equipment or something on the sides. And then plus whatever I'm going to do to the tail. And that'll probably finish the main structure of the thing. Then I'm going to get into embellishments, rivets, and extra plating, and everything to make it look like it's really built. It's not just stuff glued together, you know? Wires and hoses and things like that. I'd love to hear about your experiences with giant crab robot monsters, you know, out in the wild. Tell me what's happened with you and when you've run into them. Were they scary? Were they helpful? Did they offer to sell you things? Maybe strange things that you'd never seen before? What was the price? What were you willing to pay? I'm probably going to do some sanding on the limbs too to get those sort of rough edges off, make them a little rounder, and then probably put rivets on each one so it looks like, you know, that's where it's attached, that's where like whatever axle is going in there. And then probably maybe like run hoses and wires up the inside or outside of each one so it's like, you know, it's a whole built thing. It's not just sticks. I want to do something with the feet too to try to level it out because it is awfully tippy.
Okay, that is time. 1 hour. Let's see, we got the arms done, we got the tail started, and we got most of this side cladding done. I'm probably going to put more on this as decoration and stuff later, but I'm feeling pretty good about how this went.
Very cool. I am having so much fun doing this. I really like this as just a little, like, you got a set amount of time, you work on something for a little bit, you see what happens, and then you let it go. Very neat. I'm going to do this probably pretty frequently as, you know, if I'm working on a project and it doesn't look like I could get the video for that project out on time that week, I'll just crank one of these out. They're not hard to do, but I feel like there's a lot of value in them. So if you agree, let me know in the comments. And promised, if you waited to the end, you'd get a little teaser of my December project. So I'm going to leave you with those. And until next time, take care, everybody.